Okay. Good morning, everybody in the 7K world. And I say the 7K world because we're 3.5 years old and we are on fire, literally. Here's a company that's changing the whole network marketing industry. And we really refer to ourselves as member direct marketing because that is one of the founders' true desires, because he has a love-hate relationship with network marketing or multi-level marketing, even though he made his first billion in it. And so did a couple of the other co-founders, Jason Anderson and Zach Davis, who went on to do many of their own traditional business, wealthy in their own case without 7K. But they all succeeded also in network marketing in their prior experiences in life before going on and owning their own traditional businesses, at which they have people operating them for them, and they're like on the board of directors of it. Very much like, my case is I was very successful in the 90s and set myself up for the rest of my life. But not my story here, but I do want to give you a little bit of what I call our income story. Just a real quick summary, because I knew one of the co-founders who is a network marketer, who was a fireman, and he just never let up on his stream to recreate what we did back in the 90s, where an average person could make an above average check and accumulate wealth. And that was gold and silver. That's real wealth. Those are real products. Now, our company back in the 90s, actually it started in January, about January 1 of 1994, when it was officially organized. And literally I made millions, where it set me up for the rest of my life and my family and everything else. And created an organization of over 70,000 people. And here's the real key. I made more money than Richard did, and he was at the top of the computer. Well, it's because of our great comp plan. And we have what I call a 15 times better opportunity than with the company that we did back in the 90s. We're here with 7K. And it's because basically the system that I used to teach to drive and build teams and work with one another and turn into one another is actually programmed in to the 7K comp plan, where you can only place 4 on your left and 4 on your right. I used to have to teach that, because in that 70,000 people that we created our team, and while we made more money than anybody else in the corporation, I had more national marketing directors in my group than the whole company. When you put the whole company together, is because we worked as a team, and our efforts exponentiated each other's efforts. And that's the real trick. But we have that programmed in. We just need to learn some of the little nuances to keep that going and how to do it. And that's what I teach you. But here, look, I'm 73. So 3 years ago, I was a little bit younger. But I started this part-time, truly part-time, like I teach in my system. And I really, actually, for the first 2 years, really didn't put even 10 hours a week into the business. And I made a $500 check the very first week. Actually, I made 1,000 because I ranked up to copper the first week, and I made 1,000 that very first week. And then after that, we just about made a $500 check almost every week, but not consistent for that first 12 months. And then after that, it got very consistent, 500 or 1,000 every single week, that second year. And then the third year, literally we're making 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 every single week. Toward the end of that third year, we were absolutely dead on at least 2,000 a week, my wife and I, because we do the family business pack. I put her on my left, I put her company on the right, and here I was at the top, because you build 2 and get paid on 3. That's leverage. And it's the same thing I did back in the 90s. And but here's the real trick. After you get this team set and work, it exponentiates itself. to be very honest, here we are in the first quarter of 2020, and we've been averaging over 17,000 a month, and we're almost up to 20,000. It just keeps exponentiating, and that will happen with every one of you because the company's only 3.5 years old, hadn't even gone through national growth. Here's the real kick: every network marketing company, every direct sales company that's been in existence over 2 years, these are DSA sales statistics, that's been in business over 2 years and have no financial difficulties. In other words, they're not facing shutting down like most network marketing companies do. Well, this company's 3.5 years old and it's financially sound. It's paid all of its money back to Roger Ball to put up all the money to get it started. Now that's a clue. 3.5 years old. It's got over 5,000 active members in it right now. We're in that stage of beginning momentum growth. And that momentum growth is going to perpetuate for this next 10 years, at least, as we go nationwide. And that's what we're doing right now. And it's starting to pop all over the place. And then as we expand nationwide, the company is going to be expanding and opening up globally all around the world. And so every one of you have an opportunity to have a seamless compensation plan expanding all around the world and back here again with you. And that, once you really understand this comp plan, and that's what I encourage everybody to find out and really understand the depths and the magnitude of this comp plan so you can really take advantage of it. And we already are open in Canada. One of the hardest places to open up is in Canada for a network marketing company, especially with all the new regs and rules that they regulate direct selling companies with since the recent US FTC decision. And so it was kind of a breeze. And we 7K did it almost at rapid pace speed that's never been done before. And that tells you about the legitimacy of this company. And they got a Canadian Mint up there. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And so they got a Canadian Mint. We already do business with Canadian Mint. Actually, 7K does business with every major country mint in the world already, and has a business relationship and have made purchases and are buying and have made contracts with. Okay, so shh, don't tell anybody that. But the key is that global expansion. We're already in pre-marketing for Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. That includes Wales, Ireland, Scotland, and England. Okay, so all of the UK, not just England. Okay, and then we'll be shortly. Y'all going to be hearing very shortly. I'm kind of a little all this stuff that's been working on for Salt Lake City. What pre-marketing means is they have to have an address in the United States, but they can join the business in those countries. But they have to have a partner or an address or somebody here. Now in Canada, they can do their own address because we're opened in Canada, except Quebec, and we'll be open there shortly. The only thing that's stopping Quebec is that we have to convert everything into the French language. All the videos, all the written documents, all the websites, everything has to be in French and English. Okay, and so that's one of the requirements, and that's why a lot of network marketing companies can't even open there because they don't have that capability to really do that and put that kind of effort and money into it. And so that should tell you the type of company you got your hands on. Okay, and so Canada is also a springboard to a lot of other countries in the world. So after the pre-marketing side and getting some basic roots planted and some people started in the pre-marketing, every English-speaking country where we have FedEx deliveries already set up and arranged with, and there's secure delivery through FedEx, those are going to be a slew of new pre-marketing countries that we're bringing on. So get prepared, because I had business in 5 countries, international, in that company in a bit. And let me tell you, I had volumes coming up from I didn't know where all the time. I mean, it's just one of the most delightful surprises you ever seen in your life. And every person here in this next year, 2 years, you all have that kind of opportunity, and your people have that kind of opportunity. And that was one of the messages that I wanted to share here. But then I wanted to give some of that inside secret information. Okay. I mean, I already did a little bit. I probably gonna get my hands slapped with that one already. But yeah, I'm going to share my screen a little bit because everybody heard about the Blair sales training and the special that was there and that was provided in your back offices. And so I'm going to go to share my screen with y'all right now and share some information here real quick, if I may. And I'm going to bring my controls down. So you have to just give me a second while I bring my controls and get things stated. Okay. When you go into your back office, into your dashboard, you'll see that thing, go to training. And then when you do, you'll open up your whole training module. And believe me, this thing is going to get more and more full, but that's where everybody goes to get started. Y'all know that. I'm not going to go into that, but you'll see in your training center, you're going to have that, like where the Blair is in the skills shop. Now, I purchased it, okay, and so it's there, and I already started it. And so, by the way, if you'd have got it on a special, it'd been $2.99 for the whole year or $29.95, you know, per month. And of course, I paid the $2.99. I like saving money. It's just one of those things. I don't like throwing it in the toilet. And so here's one of the real keys. I'm not going to do this for us, but I'm going to click on one of the modules here and just kind of show you a little tidbit. And you know, this is something if you see, I've already completed 50% of that module there myself, but I'm going to see something. I need to test something here, and y'all going to be part of my guinea pigs in this share real quick. But this is not really what I'm trying to get at. You'll see you can download workbooks and things, and they are cool. But then you have the segments, and even though that's completed and there's an intro, I'm going to kind of do the kind of restart the intro. So I'm going to see if this. Okay, now the reason for that, I wanted to just play a clip to see if you could hear that, if it came clear, and I'll get reports of that later. But I'm gonna share my screen back again, okay, and get to what one of the things that I wanted to do. Let's see if I can. I got to learn how to navigate exiting some of this stuff sometimes. Let's see. This is part of my problem in exiting when I'm sharing my screen. I have everything set up, but there we go. I got it. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Okay. Now, let me share. Everybody that bought that system, you know, when you go into your back office, you're going to see, ought to just do that for you and just show you how that works in the dashboard. And I must be in mine. I got to log out of here and get back into Pamela's because I bought it on Pamela's, not mine. There's a reason for that, and I'll tell you all that too in just a second. Okay, there you go. You see this special Blair part here. Now, So we had first opportunity to get some of these very special coins. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. They come from the Canadian Mint, by the way. Okay, and you're going to see the Looney Tunes Fast and Furious. Okay, now they're colorized, and you say $99. Wow, man, that's a lot of money. And there's 5 points there. And Looney Tune Birds Anonymous. Now, so what many people who are not aware of the specialty market and the numismatics market, you will learn in time as you're a member, and you will then come to really appreciate what 7K truly brings to you in building wealth. It's like people who collect gems, people who collect art, collections are one of the things that you need to have in your repertoire of assets to really protect yourself, not just gold and silver bullion. Numismatics gain value much more rapidly. And gold and silver bullion provides that preservation of wealth, that thing that you're going to, buy and sell with if you need. That thing, every time they print more money, that becomes more valuable in terms of what it can buy. And I'm not going to do this wealth strategies presentation, but that's what it means. And that's why I keep a lot of my percentage of net worth in physical gold and silver bullion. But I also keep a certain percentage in numismatics now, and all kind of numismatics. So I diversify in my numismatics. Okay, now, and then this very special Napa Sea Line 2 ounce. Now, all of these are 2 ounce coins, but what you don't know, and I'm not going to play the video because I have little videos, and they have videos you can see and get the coin in there. I'm going to give you my own introduction to these coins, okay? Because I did my homework. But see, I didn't do my homework before I bought because I already trust 7K. I already know what 7K does because I've been with them. I've been buying for much longer than you and much longer than our new people that might see this in the future. Okay, now, when they put this on that coin drop on Monday, when they put that on coin drop, you had a chance to buy it. But the people who bought Blair like we did, we had a chance to buy it ahead of time before the coin drop. And so, there's only limited quantities of these things. That's why many times all of our coin drops really sell out. Okay, so let me stop sharing here and give you that little bit of extra tidbit of information that I pulled up, and I'm going to share another screen real quick with you. And I went online, and of course, I went and found out, well, what are these coins really worth? How many of them are they? Okay, now I did my research here. This is the coin that 7K have. Now, they have all of them. There aren't any more for sale in the marketplace. You're going to have to buy somewhere else. Now, the Canadian Mint was the only ones that had these for sale because they made them, and it's a limited. There were only 5,000 of these coins produced, period. Ain't no more. Won't be no more. That's a clue. Rarity, uniqueness, story. Okay, Looney Tunes, for those of us my age, we all remember Looney Tunes. And for collectors, man, it becomes a valuable product. If they're a collector and they want a Looney Tunes set, or at least a valuable set to add to their whole collection, to really upgrade the quality and value of their total numismatic collection. Well, if you'll notice, the Canadian Mint sold these things for $189.95 Canadian. Now, if y'all know anything about exchange rates, the Canadian dollar is about 0.72, and so to the U.S. dollar, and so that's about 100 and real quick, about $137, $38. I should use a calculator, but my head doesn't work as good as it used to. But that's about what it is. Now, what was 7K selling them for? $99. And if you go online and you start finding people selling it already in the aftermarket, you're going to be finding they're selling them for $200, $230, $240. That's what they want if you want one. But what if you get a whole, everybody, what if you get a whole set of them? Then you got something. A set is more valuable than an individual. And right now, you got a chance to get the classic set, all three of them. And here's the rabbit. Okay, Bear Rabbit. Everybody remember old Bear Rabbit? Elmer Fudd. Well, you know, I just wanted to share with y'all the true value of these purchases you get, and so that you understand what some of the other people who have already gone through this learning curve with 7K. So I'm going to give you a head start. Okay. So in the future, when these coin drops come, when specials come, that you're able to take advantage of them, because you will not have time to do your research. You're just going to have to learn to trust. And if you like it and you want it, you better get it. That's all I can say. Okay. Now, that little bit to that I want to get to one more, that Napa C coin. Okay. And that's a Cook Island coin. That's a very unique coin. And if you'll look at, like I did, on Amazon, they got one. That's all they got left. The person that got one they want to sell. $235. Yeah. 7K was offered it for you for $149. Hope you bought one. I mean, you know, for people who need, now, can you, like all things of art and collectibles, is you don't take this to the pawn shop and sell it. You put it up in the aftermarket, and you learn that there's a whole new market for us. If you're into the buying and selling, then you got something that you can buy and sell with knowledge and really get a return. And guess what? you're not, there's no capital gains on this stuff, guys and gals. I love it. Coins, money, currency. We're trading currency. This is pretty powerful. Okay. Let me stop that here, and let me get back to sharing one other thing that I want to share on my screen here with you, and to stop this recording session. Okay, real quick. This is the power of that plan that we were talking about. And I'm going to just go real quick right here to, where's my how to place people at? There you go, to team organization chart. And so just think, if you've got a friend, a grandchild, or somebody that, you know, they just become a member, and they're right there, and they're in your way of success, and a team of 100, 200, 300, 1,000 people ultimately get developed down here. And if they're buying that coin a month, they're taking advantage of the 1099. They're buying that coin every month instead of buying a mutual fund or something else. I'm talking about that variety coin or the basic MS70 Eagle coin, where they're going to develop just tons of volume in this account here. And so if they ever decide to start business and actually sponsor somebody on their right and left, one person, just one person on their left and right. Now, the person they sponsor on their left would have to be way down at the bottom on the far left side, because they can't put them anywhere in here, that only there. It's that part of the system of driving, building, team, networking. Well, if they sponsor just one person here, and I always encourage them, when a person like this starts, they sponsor everybody here first. Then they can come back and they can catch this one last to get their paycheck. So what they do is they sponsor one person. If that person they help get to going, and that person makes a $500 check, that person's going to make a $1,000 check, because it's got 500 points on the left, 500 points on the right. For that person to get a $500 check, that person's going to make a $1,000 check. And when they start making that 500 and then the next 500 to make that 1,000, they get excited. So don't tell me you can't revive the dead, because I've proven in this company, you can revive a lot of deads as long as they're buying a coin. And then I've had people who didn't even buy a coin, but I go to them right before the renewal and I talk to them. We have a cup of coffee, we get together, and then they got no volume there because they hadn't been buying a coin. But they don't even know they got this down underneath them because they don't ever look. And so I show them what a team they got down there, and then I explain to them, and I do that one-on-one, belly button to belly button, eyeball to eyeball. And guess what? Every person I've ever done that with has gotten engaged in the business, started buying their coin, collecting points, and then when they sponsor that first person, they make that check, guess what? The dead has been awoken. And you can revive the dead in this one. And you can preserve huge opportunity for your grandchildren, for your own children if they're not 18 and above yet, or they're not engaged yet, and you don't want to put an LLC or a subchapter S in their name. This is a powerful, powerful business as we go around the globe. And I want everybody to understand the magnitude of the opportunity that we all have in our hands, and that we're all sharing with one another, with everybody around the globe. And there's one last point I want to make here. There is no such thing as saturation. This is the only business. I know people have been in network marketing. I used to hear it all the time too, but really, remember, I'm very picky about network marketing companies I join, and there's a reason for it. I join companies that people can't come to me and scream and yell at me. I caused them to lose all kind of money, or I got them in a deal and they didn't make any money, and it didn't get her. Because see, in gold and silver, in a business like this, they always come out ahead. Always, no matter what. They always come out ahead because they got the products in their hand, and all they have to do is hold on to them. Don't be like some stupids, like an Idaho coin. I mean, Idaho coin's hard to get because there was only 5,537 of them made. And, there are some people, not in my group, I can't even hardly buy them from my group to get for new people, but there are some people in this company that had up maybe in Montana or Wyoming or wherever, I don't know, but some people have quit, and this is tell you how their brain works. I mean, quitting this one, that's not too smart. But they went and sold maybe their coin at a pawn shop, an Idaho coin, because I've heard tell that somebody picked up one for like $78 on an alpha market. Well, that person didn't even know what they were selling because we can't hardly get them inside our group for under 140. As soon as 7K distribute them that first month, they put them up on the marketplace, 119 their allocated amount, and they sold those out. So it went from 95 to 119, and they sold out as for people wanted the coin. So, it's all about knowledge. It's all about knowledge. And that's why I encourage you to plug in, get knowledge, be part of this. And when they have coin drops like they had, you can better make sure you can get you some of those valuable coins. If you like them and you want them, get them. That's what I tell you. And look at the points coming up. Now, just imagine, here's what happened to me. We had coin drops, real special coin drops, and we had renewals on the first of the week, back, I think about the time Wayne came in. And man, I'm going to go, and I flush volume. It's because there's so much volume came in here, and those coin drops, and people buying and people renewing, because I got people on this side, when they renew, those points come up. New people join, those points come up. What an opportunity, y'all. How about $12,500 a week? That's what you all need to be shooting for, because it's possible. But that's all you can make. I'm sorry. Got to have money for the rest of them. That's why there is no saturation in this. Because, see, we're talking about a global market, and there's people being born every day. And they want gold and silver too. They need it to protect their future. And you got maxed out at your 12.5. Leaves room for them down there. So this comp plan goes on in perpetuity. And that's why everybody can make the big money. What an opportunity. And I hope you get as excited about it as I am at 73, trying to share it with the next generations and generations and generations as we create a generational business for everybody around the world. Thank you, and see you at the top.